my title back. There's no doubt in my mind that I didn't perform at my best in that first fight. Nowhere near my best, to be perfectly honest. And since that day, 5 months ago, I've thought about this rematch every single day. And I'm just so excited to have my opportunity to get revenge and to get my world title back. And I've trained extremely hard to make sure that happens on this Saturday night. I've left no stone unturned, and I've had a great preparation, and I'm really excited and really looking forward to getting my world title back on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, Andrew. As I mentioned, or as I've mentioned on these calls, you can either use the raise hand button on your Zoom or just send me a private message in the Zoom chat, and I will get to as many questions as possible. Remember, we have 4 fighters with us today, so if I don't get to you on the first one, I'll do my best to get to as many different people as possible. But I think it's only fitting that we kick off the call from Down Under with Jason from Fight View, Australia. Jason, please fire ahead when ready.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. G'day, Andrew. How you going, mate? Just wanted to know what weaknesses do you see in Franco's chinks in his armour that you can expose for this fight to win your title back? And if you are successful, will there be a rubber match? And is there a chance that rubber match could come to Australia? Love the patriotism, mate. Love the flag in the background. Good on you.
G'day, Jason. Thanks, mate. Look, it's not so much weaknesses in Franco's game. It's just that I believe all round I'm a better boxer than he is. And I know I didn't show that in the first fight, but I believe that I will show that this Saturday night. And tune in, because you're going to see a much better performance from me this time around. In terms of the rubber match, look, I'm not thinking about that at the moment. I'm just 100% focused on winning this fight on Saturday night, and then it's up to the Top Rank and my team what happens next. But I mean, at the moment, I've thought about Franco every day for the last 7 months, and I just want to win this fight and get him out of my head, to be honest. But if the trilogy is wanted and that's what the team wants to do, then of course I'll be up for it.
Thank you very much. And now we go over to Carlos Toro. Carlos, please unmute and ask a question when ready.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. I know you're not the type of guy that makes excuses, after a loss, but how much did, the reported perforated eardrums that you suffered kind of affected you in that fight against Joshua Franco?
Hey, Carlos. Look, it's been sort of public knowledge that both my eardrums were perforated in that first fight. And look, I don't want to make excuses, but it did affect my performance. My balance was affected quite a lot, and it affected me from fighting at my best. But look, he won the fight. There's no excuses. I want to go into this fight and show that I'm much better than I was that first time around, and win this rematch, and put that behind me.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Now we go next to J.R. Bell. Please, I'm asking you to unmute, so please unmute and ask your question, sir.
Just given into this particular rematch, going into preparation for this fight, is there any differences from this fight compared to the last fight, like as far as like travel or being in camp earlier this time around than last time around?
Travel, I've been over here in America longer this time. I've been here for 6.5 weeks. Had some great sparring over here. And preparation has been a little bit longer. I started training as soon as I got back home to Australia. We had to do hotel quarantine when we arrived back home last time, and I was training in the hotel room because I was just that motivated to get my world title back. So I've been training really hard for the last 5 months. So it's been a long camp, and I'm in the best shape of my life. So Saturday night, I'm here to do a job and to get my world title back.
Thank you very much. And now we move things along to Ernesto Amador. Ernesto, you were unmuted, so please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Andrew, do you believe with this fight you can steal the show, you can steal the night? Because Franco is going to try to keep the belt, but you are really hungry. So definitely it sounds that you can steal the show.
Yeah, you're right. I'm extremely hungry. And yes, I know that Franco is not going to want to give that belt up. So I'm expecting a great fight. The first fight, people like the first fight, and I believe this fight's going to be even better. And you're definitely going to see a much better performance from myself. So yeah, I think you're right. And so this fight might steal the show on Saturday night.
Maybe it sounds crazy, but why? I have to watch this fight.
Because you're going to see me do absolutely everything I can to get my world title back, and I'm sure Franco's not going to want to give it up. So expect fireworks, expect a great fight, and expect me to come out with that belt around my waist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ernesto. As a reminder, anybody wants to ask a question, please use the raise hand function on the screen, or send a direct message through the chat, and I will get to as many people as possible. So now we've got a couple more questions. Gaz from Behind the Gloves, Gaz Singh, please unmute yourself and ask a question when ready.
Hey Andrew, it's Gaz from Behind the Gloves here. It was a great back and forth fight between you and Joshua the first time round. Have there been any changes to your camp? Have you done anything differently to prepare for him this time than you did the first time?
Hey guys, yeah, look, it's more the tactics that are different this time around. We've obviously been able to watch that first fight back quite a lot of times and see and put together a really good game plan for this Saturday night. And you're going to see a much different performance from myself, a different game plan this time around, and I believe a much more dominant performance. So I can't give too much away, obviously, in terms of the tactics, but it will be a different fight this time around, and I believe a dominating performance from myself.
Thank you very much, Gaz. I appreciate that. And now we go all the way over to the UK. Jonathan Nagoth, you've been asked to unmute, so please unmute and ask your question when ready, sir.
Thanks, Evan. Hey, Andrew, John here from Pro Boxing Fans. Is there anything that specifically surprised you about Jason last time out? And do you want to win this fight emphatically and send out a statement with this in this fight?
Hey, John. The performance from Joshua, you mean? Okay. No, nothing really surprised me from what he brought last time. His style doesn't change too much from fight to fight. He comes forward, throws a lot of punches, and puts the pressure on. And he's very good at that. He's a good fighter. But I believe we've got the tactics this time and the skills to win this fight convincingly. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got a good game plan. I've had a tremendous training camp. I've been sparring better than ever. I'm in great form, and I believe you'll see that on Saturday night.
Thank you very much. And now we go back to the U.S. Keith Eidick from Boxing Scene. You're unmuted, Keith. Please go ahead when ready.
Hi, Andrew. Was there anything different about Franco that you saw in that fight that you weren't anticipating? And was he better maybe overall than you expected?
Okay, similar to the last question. He wasn't really different to what I expected. He was basically exactly as I expected, and I knew that Franco was a good fighter. Take nothing away from him, but I believe overall I'm a better boxer than he is, a better fighter than he is. And as I said, I didn't show that the first time around, but I will show that this Saturday night.
The last fight obviously was very close. What did you think of the decision?
Yeah, it was a close fight. I started the fight quite well. I believe I was definitely in front for the first half of the fight. Obviously sustained a few injuries in that fight, and those affected me throughout the later part of that fight, which he ended up coming home strong and just pinching a decision. So it was a close fight. And yeah, the decision was fair. I'm not going to complain about the decision. But as I said, I know that I can do much, much better than I did in that first fight. And Saturday night is my chance. I'm extremely grateful that the Top Rank have given me the opportunity to have this rematch. and I'm going to put that right this time around. I'm going to make sure that I leave it all in the ring and I come home with that belt around my waist.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Keith. We got a few more minutes with Andrew, so if anybody has final questions, again, just send me you can send me a direct message in the chat or on the raise hand button on your Zoom. So however you want to ask a question, please do so. So hold on one second. I think we got a couple more questions coming into the queue. It looks like Jason from FightView back to Australia. Jason from FightView 360 has one more question. So Jason, back from down under, please ask your question when ready, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Andrew, in regards to the scope of Australian boxing, how do you think things are going at the moment? Because at the moment, the opportunities have never looked better. There's yourself, there's your brother, there's Andrew, George Kambosos Jr. is now mandatory for Teofimo Lopez. Just on a whole, how do you think things are going for Australian boxing?
Yeah, I think Australian boxing is in a really good position at the moment. There's a lot of great fighters coming through. As you mentioned, myself and Jason over here, and George Kambosos had a good win the other week over in the UK, and there's a lot of good, promising fighters also around the Australian scene. And look, I want to win on Saturday night to show the other Australians that it is possible to come over here to America, to the big stage, and to win and to beat these guys, and to win world titles, and to fight on the big stage. So winning on Saturday night is going to show that for the up and coming fighters in Australia that it is possible, and to help grow the sport in Australia, which is a really big thing for me. I want the sport to grow in Australia and us fighters to get the recognition we deserve.